I think there's a few misconceptions we probably should clear up. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. If it's your first time here, my name is Stasia and I'm following a high-carb, plant-based diet by Dr. John McDougall called the Starch Solution. If you'd like to learn more about my plant-based weight loss journey, I will be sure to post my first video in the link below. So be sure to check it out and all of this will make a lot more sense. So for those of you who don't know, we have an awesome Facebook group going, so active, so much good conversation there. So be sure to join, we would love to have you. I will also post that link below. Okay, so today is a quick video that I wanted to do touching on the top 3 misconceptions I constantly see about following the Starch Solution. So much like my intro, I've been asked a lot of questions, so I can see that there is definitely some confusion around some of these topics. So today, we're gonna get to the bottom of it. Okay, so misconception number 1, that this is a no-fat diet versus a low-fat diet. Okay, so I have got comments on my videos from people saying that they have tried a no-fat diet in the past and had hair loss, thyroid issues, hormonal issues, a ton of crazy stuff. And I've had people message me like terrified to even look at an avocado or nuts or seeds. So I definitely feel like we need to talk about this. So for starters, there is nowhere in this book that Dr. John McDougall says that you can have absolutely no avocados, nuts, or seeds. What he does say is that if you're following the maximum weight loss version, then yes, to temporarily omit nuts, seeds, avocados, any high-fat whole foods. Yes, you will see faster results by doing this, but nowhere does he say that you need to sustain that for the rest of your life. Temporarily was the key word in that. The other reason you might stay away from high-fat whole foods would be if you're at like your last 10 pounds or very close to goal weight and you're having a harder time getting it off, then you would temporarily stop eating those things. So one more reason why it might be good to stay away from high-fat whole foods temporarily is if they are a trigger food for you. Meaning that if you can't just have like a little bit of nuts, maybe like an ounce or so, or maybe a quarter of an avocado chopped up in your salad, but instead you're gonna eat the whole bag of nuts or the whole avocado, then yes, in that case, it's just a good idea to avoid them altogether. Let's say it for the people in the back, temporarily. Okay, so let's jump to the other side of that conversation. If losing weight rapidly is not your goal, if you are nowhere near your goal weight and have a lot of weight to lose, and nuts and seeds and avocados are not trigger foods for you, then there is nothing wrong with having small portions of these foods. Right in his book, there are recipes at the back that include high-fat whole foods. Dr. John McDougall promotes not eating any refined fats such as oils and butters. High-fat whole foods such as avocados, nuts, and seeds offer some wonderful nutritional benefits and should not be feared. And again, this is a low-fat way of eating that we're following. So this is by no means a pass to go crazy eating high-fat whole foods. You must keep those foods to a small minimum. But if you're able to do that and you're not following maximum weight loss version and you're not struggling to get the weight off, then feel free to do so. This is not a no-fat diet, it is a low-fat diet. Okay, so misconception number 2, smoothies. A lot of people are confused whether or not it's okay to have smoothies while following the Starch Solution. So the answer is no. Dr. John McDougall does not recommend having smoothies, as well as many other plant-based doctors. It's not that smoothies are the worst thing that someone can have, but there are a couple legitimate reasons for this. So for the purpose of calorie density and weight loss, a smoothie is going to have a lot more fruit in it than what you would actually eat as a whole food. So in other words, there's going to be a lot more calories you're going to be consuming drinking the smoothie than you would if you just ate the fruit as it is. Okay, so someone might say, well, what about green smoothies? Well, green smoothies are not going to taste that great if you don't have a ton of fruit in them or a high-fat avocado, something. Greens alone are just not going to do it. And any smoothie in general is just not going to satiate you the same way as if you just ate the food in its natural state. There are also concerns of blood sugar spiking, indigestion happening from not properly chewing the food first. So The answer is no. There are no smoothies following the starch solution. Okay, so misconception number 3, that you have to eat vegetables for breakfast. I already did like a 3-minute video on this before. If you haven't seen that, I can post that in the description below. So I have already touched on this topic, but I thought for those of you who haven't seen that, it was appropriate to include it in this discussion today. So I just want to start by, again, saying it for the people in the back, there is nothing wrong with eating vegetables for breakfast. In fact, I think it's wonderful if you want to eat vegetables for breakfast. Nothing wrong with that at all. But what I want to clear up is that there is nowhere in the book that says you have to eat vegetables for breakfast. There are other plant-based influencers that promote doing this because yes, it does dilute the calories, so it makes sense. But it is not an actual rule of Dr. John McDougall's Starch Solution program that you must eat vegetables with breakfast. So if you want to eat oatmeal and fruit alone, or have hash browns and fruit on the side, or just hash browns alone, that's perfectly fine. You do not have to have vegetables with your breakfast unless you simply want to. So if you're eating vegetables with your breakfast and you love that, I applaud that. Continue doing it. There's nothing wrong with that. In fact, the opposite is true as well. There is no rule saying that you can't have vegetables with your breakfast. But this is strictly for the people who are confused thinking that it's an actual rule and that they have to have vegetables with breakfast. The answer is no. You do not need to have vegetables with your breakfast. Okay guys, so that's all I got today, and I'm sure for some of you that's going to be enough to digest anyways. No pun intended. So if you're new here and you'd like to follow along my plant-based weight loss journey, be sure to hit subscribe and the notification bell. I gotta say that, just so that you don't miss any of my future videos. On my channel, I share what I'm eating, I share my struggles, I share my successes, and videos like today, where I'm sharing all my tips and tricks that I'm learning along the way. And no, I didn't mean for that to rhyme. I know I was personally shocked when I discovered the truth behind some of these things, so I really hope that this video cleared up some stuff for you. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one.